everybody. Here we are again doing INE Zoom, where we're checking in on each other and just sharing what's going on in the world and in our worlds and making sure we're all okay. So going to do another demo for you of a coaching tool and just a conversational format that you can be using with as many or as few people as you want to just really be checking in with each other and seeing how we're doing. So we're going to talk about our highs, what we were really grateful for since the last time we talked, the low lows, what we're grateful for, our commitments for the future, and the requests. So a little bit of looking backwards to reflect and a lot of looking forward and getting excited for the future. So I have with me tonight, I'm going to let everybody introduce themselves, but Sarah's back. Sarah, you want to say hi to the people?
Hi, people. I'm back, and hopefully I know who I am this time. Since last time, that was my most challenging question.
It's a stumper. It's a stumper.
It was a stumper. I was not prepared for that one. My name is Sarah. I work alongside Karen and here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. And that's it.
Awesome. Cool. We brought Dustin back too. Dustin, you want to say hi?
Hi, everybody. My name's Dustin. I'm Karen's brother, and I'm living the beautiful life in the Cayman Islands, enjoying the beaches, enjoying my scuba diving, and just having a good life all around.
Awesome. Thanks for being here. And we brought in a ringer. We have Kalela, who I'll ask to introduce her, but we had to trade Heather and Marcin just to get one Kalela. So pretty big deal. So Kalela, you want to introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, my name's Kalela Bodden. I'm a medical doctor and a freedom lifestyle coach. So essentially I help my clients optimize their life to include more travel, wellness, and freedom.
Awesome. Great to have you, Kalela. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me tonight.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to kick it off and Dustin's going to take it away and with giving us his high for the week.
Yeah, so my high this week has been just the outpouring of connections that have come up throughout the week. People that I haven't heard from in ages reaching out, me reaching out to people I haven't talked to in ages. It's weird. It's kind of odd to me. I mean, I understand it that we're all going through a difficult time, but it's interesting, I guess, is the right word, of how this whole thing is bringing people together, even the people that are very far apart. I'm talking about like half a hemisphere apart or even further, half a world apart. So I'm very grateful to have reestablished some of those connections with some of my long lost friends.
Very cool. Yeah, it's a unique opportunity that this whole situation is presenting, for sure. I noticed one of my coping strategies seems to be like, I wonder what's going on with this person. I wonder what's going on with this person. And that's always prompting me to reach out too. So I don't know what it's like for other people, but yeah, I like that. Kalela?
Hi. Very much along the lines of what Dustin said, but actually, like, I'm surprised, but also really grateful for how the community has come together. And I think we're seeing this globally, nationally, but also like within our own communities, especially here in Cayman. Like it's really beautiful seeing people come together, volunteer their time, and support one another in a time like this. I think it really just shows like humanity really does come together when we really need that support, and it's really beautiful to see.
Awesome. That's awesome. And the best part, we just had a late joiner. True influence nature. Miss Samnera has joined us.
I'm so sorry.
Slid her in. Hello, everyone. Hello.
Look at her making her happy hour entrance.
I'm so sorry I'm late, guys. No excuse other than enjoying the back garden. And then I was like, shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to be somewhere. Yeah, no worries. No, we're happy you're here. And it's a great example of anybody could drop in the conversation and participate at any point. That's why we like the structure and keep it fluid. So Sam, Dustin was sharing his high for the week so far, which was?
Being grateful for all the connections of people from far and wide.
Awesome. Kalela's was?
How the community has come together.
Cool. And Sarah's going to tell us next, what's your high point of the week so far?
My high point has really been just our family reconnecting via video links. And I think we're testing the capabilities of a lot of Zoom platforms on people all talking at once. Yeah, it's been really interesting. You know, even my sister, who I'm very close to, I've spoken to more in the past week than probably all of last year, just from daily connections and check-ins with the family. So really grateful that really just that's been a really amusing high for me this week, for sure.
That's awesome. Cool. Thank you. Sam, what was your high point?
Realizing I'm getting away with it.
And what did you get away with?
I was saying to Jay, I think last week I had this anxious feeling of not quite connecting with the fact that everything's going to be okay. Logically, I knew this is fine. I can work from home, you know, really organized with setting up the structure to do it all, but still having this wobbly feeling of something's going to crash, something's going to go wrong, someone's going to implode. So that was last week. And then I got to the end of the week, and then what I'm carrying into this week is this is like us doing our year around Europe again, only we're in a gigantic motorhome this time, and I've got them all to myself again.
Oh, that's really awesome.
And I think probably the high so far was it forced the girls to do a HIIT workout with me today. And it was made up. I just put music on, and it was 5 minutes of 1 minute drills. And tomorrow Lauren's in charge. And Lauren was peeing herself because I was doing jumping jacks and farting, and Holly can't stay in one position. So, that was probably the high for today.
That's a lot. That's a lot of goodness. I like it. I think that's some good highs to share for sure. Mine for the week would have been deep belly laughs on the phone last night, or on the Zoom last night, with wishing Zion a happy birthday. And when the whole family, I think there was like, I don't know, 16 of us at least on the call, went to sing happy birthday. And it was like the worst rendition of a round of happy birthday. Like, I've never heard happy birthday sung in a round before. And it was terrible, but it was so funny. Like I had to stop singing at one point and just laugh out loud and enjoy it. But it was really cool way to be connecting. Definitely brought me a laugh. Kalela, can you kick off the lows? What's been low for you this week?
Yeah, I think just with everything, it's such a dynamic, such an evolving situation, unprecedented. There's a lot of energy, you know, a lot of people, you could feel that palpable like panic and uncertainty. That in of itself can be like really draining to deal with. But I think especially I fully support all of the responses that the government and public health are taking. From a healthcare perspective, 100% agree with the shelter where you are, and also with the 2.5-day curfew. But from a personal perspective, that was quite a challenging message to read. And I don't know if other people might be feeling this, but just what it means for you personally, not to be able to leave your house or not be able to go outside, you know, as you have been before. And I think for me personally, what I definitely have been missing this week, 'cause it's been a couple of weeks without it, is my group exercise. I realize I'm a hardcore introvert, but when it comes to exercising, I'm definitely an extrovert, and I like other people around me to keep me motivated and going, and I'm very much missing that motivation.
Yeah. Well, those are good. I can definitely relate to those ones. Thank you for sharing. Sam, what's your low?
Yeah, and I feel bad saying it because, you know, in the scale of everything, but for me personally, just got back out running again. And we were supposed to go running tomorrow morning, and Jay's like, yeah, day off. I'm like, kind of sad. And beach walking, I just got into a flow. We went for a beach walk yesterday, and again, it's that, oh, okay, but it's only till Saturday. It's fine.
Yeah. I like it. No low too small, I think, to just let them flow and share them in the conversations. And hopefully it gives people the chance to be able to let that go and flow with it. So thanks for sharing that. I can relate. Sarah, what's your low?
Yeah, my low's been, I think, really similar to everyone else's so far, is just around fitness, because for me that's my sort of my mental rejuvenation. I like, you know, swimming and running really is my, and I was thinking about it today quite a bit as I was going on what I thought was my last walk ever for the rest of my life. Because I'm not being dramatic or anything. Was that really, that's when I meditate. Like that's when, like if I'm running or swimming, that I get to really use up that part of my brain to allow me to process all the other things that are going on, or think about projects or clients or that sort of thing. And it really, that's my meditation time. And having it go away even for 2 days just seemed like really, don't want to be like overwhelming. And it's silly, you know. I hear you, Sam, when it's like, I feel so silly to be saying that for 2 days of like saving the planet, right? Like, so.
But Sarah, I bet you didn't have 2 slices of apple pie with double ice cream last night and a Dove sorbet to finish it off, which is also hanging over me now.
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, I was like my leaf of lettuce, right?
Well, I was talking to somebody today that was saying it's an important part as we're going through crisis to give ourselves the space to indulge a little bit. So yeah, Sam, congratulations on learning that lesson before I did. Going with it. Dustin, what was your low?
My low just occurred this afternoon. The week had been going, as smoothly as planned until today. And then when the government announced that we have a 48-hour curfew where we can't leave our houses. And then while I fully endorse the decisions of the government, they missed a couple of points regarding potential supplies that I'm in charge of for the island. And it really kind of messed with my day. So it was my low in a few ways, whereas at the beginning of the day, I had a very good flow going. Even though it was hectic, I was up early. I did some exercise. I got my dog Kate taken care of. I got into work groove at home, working remotely, doing different things. And then at the end, it was a lot of conflict and a little bit of catabolic energy to try and make things happen so that my staff and the needs of the islands are taken care of. And so it's been a little frustrating, and honestly, it's been a struggle up until about a half hour ago. So I'm still kind of sitting in it, and it's a little uncomfortable.
Thanks for sharing. I appreciate you laying it out for us so that people can see how quickly it changes, and we're getting new information all the time. There's new stuff to process. And so those lows can be showing up at any point, and particularly showing up when you think you're just getting the hang of this whole new thing that's going on. So I feel for you, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. My low was a rough week of clients or just even people I know that are having to lay people off in their businesses around the world. And I feel for the people that are being laid off, and I can't, with the level of uncertainty that is in the world right now, it's a lot for people to process and manage. I feel for the people that are having to do the layoffs as well. That's more responsibility and pressure than anybody needs right now. And so I wish that it would rain money and people wouldn't have to worry about these things. That would be nice right now. But that had me definitely having some blues this week. So on that note, if we can all just say a cheers to our blues and kiss them goodbye, maybe for a little bit or wherever they're gonna go. What are you drinking there, Sam? Lip gloss? You're mute.
Lip gloss.
Yeah, that's some really inappropriate gesturing for a while there with it. Well done, you. Well done. We're glad you dropped in. Okay. So gratefuls, I'm going to kick this one off. My super grateful for this week is being part of a business accelerator program because it was really helpful to be around people and just in these kinds of conversations like this where it's like-minded people are sharing their fears, their concerns, and their, you know, the general desire and hope that people want to connect with. And it was interesting because we were on a group coaching call and the question, it was an hour and there's probably 30 of us or something, but it was an hour and the simple question he asked was, tell me about a victory that you've had since this whole thing happened. And it just led to great open conversation. Some people were coming off mic and talking about it. Other people were chatting in the post about it, posting in the chat about it. But when I left the conversation, I was thinking about it and it was like, what a great perspective shift to go out into the day with, where we've all been so focused on a lot of what's being taken away from our freedoms and what's going wrong and what's falling apart. And through that conversation first thing in the morning, by him asking the question of, you know, tell me about victories that have happened since this happened, my mind was in a totally different lens of like looking for more victories. And it was quite a powerful moment to just shift my focus. So I'm just really grateful to have that program and be committing to it. Sam, what are you grateful for?
The only reason I'm muting myself is because right next door to me, Fortnite battles are going on, and you don't want to hear that.
You don't know.
Can you hear?
We don't want to hear that.
Jay is playing with the girls, and every now and again, there's, in fact, I think Adam Halsey plays with them as well. Every now and again, I hear, "Save the dad! Someone save the dad!"
I was thinking, Sam, we should do a wine and cheers with Lauren and Holly and Ellen and Adam. That kids doing cheers would be well, wine, of course, and would be good.
Kids champagne.
What are you grateful for?
There was loads of things coming through my mind. You know, the one, it's not a big one, but I'm very grateful that I went with my instincts yesterday morning. And was it yesterday morning? Yeah, went for a run, and it was a good run, and decided to take a headspace day because the day before I'd felt like I'd been at my PC for 18 hours. So yesterday morning, went for a run, got to Hurley's before 8 o'clock, before the madness ensued, and spent $400 on food. For that, I'm very chubby and grateful. Because frankly, the essential aisle to me is chocolates and ice creams.
Right. Is there
they were fully stocked.
Is there a take two rule for chocolate and ice cream or no?
Is there a what?
Take two, only take two? Or is it?
Well, the thing is, as long as it's a different barcode, and Dove have like 9 assortments. So you just take a different flavor of every single one.
Right. Okay.
Problem
Crisis
solved.
Management 101 from Sam Mira. Okay, go. Sarah, what are you grateful for?
Grateful for, I guess along the lines of this, what we've been saying is just what a great job the Cayman Islands government has been doing. But in particular, appreciate the frontline medical staff that's really probably taking a lot of the brunt today. And today I was able to share a bit of my gratitude because I went to put gas in at Rubus, because that's the only gas station one should get gas from.
Shameless plug.
And there was 2 ambulance people getting their lunch, and so I bought them lunch today as a way of saying thank you. So
done. Dear Star.
Cheers
Thanks.
to that, Sar.
Wow. Nice.
So in one move, I was not only supporting Rubus, I was supporting the healthcare workers. So I thought it was like a complete win for me. But yeah, just appreciate that these guys are now probably working around the clock for us. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm grateful for at the moment, that we've got that infrastructure to support the island.
Beauty. I know everyone's been saying it about like all we have to do is stay home, and we seem to be having such a hard time with it. But that Instagram post, did you guys see the one with the doctors who had the bruises around their eyes from having the masks on for 13 plus hours? Just was like, I don't know, that one really struck me.
Yeah.
Nice. A good example, Sar. Dustin, what are you grateful for?
I'm grateful for the company that I'm working for. They are supporting their staff, allowing them to go home, allowing them to work from home, allowing the people that can't work from home still to be away from their office with the family. No threats of layoffs, no threats of, not that companies go around threatening that. I'm just saying that in our case, we don't have to worry about that at this point. So I'm just very grateful that I'm able to work for a company like that, as I understand, you know, it's a difficult time for a lot of companies and a lot of people are not as lucky as I am. So I'm grateful for that.
Nice. And Kalela, what are you grateful for?
Grateful for two things in particular today. Number one, kind of like what Sarah touched on earlier, just having like the family get together the way that they have, having friends get together, and I'm grateful that we have these, you know, like calling apps, you know, video call apps that we're able to drop in on each other. I think that makes this absolutely bearable when you do have to stay at home, and I'm grateful that everyone is actually coming together to do that. It's a very stressful time for a lot of people, but also pretty amazing time that we're able to like reconnect with old relationships, reconnect with people that we haven't spoken to in a long time, and check in with people who we may assume they're doing well, but at least like we're able to have that touch point with them. The second thing I'm grateful for is for you, Kersey. Thank you so much for sending me that opportunity to volunteer my coaching time to a particular group who came back on island, who may be struggling right now with everything that's going on. They're put in a position that they didn't ask for, and just being able to give back in a time like this when everyone is giving and we're seeing everyone really come together as a community. Very grateful for that.
Oh, thanks. You're so welcome. You're so welcome. They'll be lucky to have you. That actually came through from Sam. Sam, so it's like so many degrees of
thank you, Sam.
Like literally
the gratitude chain. I love it. Cool. Okay, so that's our kind of reflecting on what's been happening, and just want to spend a little time checking in on two topics for future planning. So looking for commitments. Sam, what's the commitment you're looking to make for the next week?
Can you say more about that?
What's one commitment? Just something small. Doesn't have to be a major thing, but something you want to commit to over the next week, between now and the next Wine and Zoom. Anything on your mind that you're thinking about or that seems important?
I would say I have lots of ideas. There's lots of maybes in the influence world. Maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that. And I want to, so there's two things I've committed to already, which is the daily HIIT workout. And also we've been having dinner in the garden and then playing exploding kittens after dinner. So I've added 2 out of the 20 million ideas. And I'd like to add another one. Whether it's probably doing I bought some gift cards and I've got some inks, so doing some gift cards with the girls. There you go. Sorry, I had to talk that out. That's what I want to commit to.
I like it. Very cool. Do you want to explain what exploding kittens are so that we don't hear something from the society?
Do you not know what exploding kittens are? It's a card game. And the rules are messed up. I would not like to attempt this drinking. or maybe I would, I don't know. But it's a card game, and the idea of the game is all sorts of different kitten cards. You don't want an exploding kitten unless you've got a diffuse card, and the idea is to not get blown up by an exploding kitten.
Okay, good
My
stuff.
eldest daughter is addicted to the game. Yes, Lauren, you. What? Exploding kittens?
How dare you? Sorry,
Like,
what's your commitment?
My commitment. I had a good one, and then Sam's just drew me across the like
Exploding kittens.
exploding kittens. I was like, what? Like, woo! My universe just exploded. I think for me, it's, you know, focused really around commitment to sort of my meditation, right? And just really focused on giving those moments of calm to myself, because I find I might be going counterclockwise and living in your universe, Sam. So I'm like feeling very, maybe I could do this, maybe I could do that, maybe I could do this. So trying to be, and I love the space, but it's challenging for me. I won't deny it. So focusing on, I think, my meditation and just my focus, I think, over the next week.
Nice. Okay, so meditation commitment. Dustin, what's your commitment?
My commitment is mostly around scheduling. I just really have realized that I keep saying yes to everything, which I really enjoy. But now some of the things start overlapping, especially when random decisions kind of upset the apple cart at 2 o'clock in the afternoon or 10 o'clock in the morning. So scheduling and committing to a schedule that allows for some time, considering these turbulent times that we're in and how quickly things can change from day to day. And then being a little present for those people, like making sure that if something immediately comes up, I immediately cancel with them if that's possible, if something else has to draw me away. So scheduling commitments is what I'm talking about.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Kalela, what are you committing to?
I think Sarah jumped my line there. It's really around like my daily ritual that's kind of gone out the window with like the last 10 days. Really like the meditation, the journaling, taking that time. Usually I used to do it in the morning. And now it's funny. It's only been a few days, but I've just gotten into the habit of, as soon as I wake up, checking what's new with COVID, what's going on, what are the new regulations, and that's not necessarily healthy or something, a habit that is moving me in a direction that I want to move in. So really committing to, like right now, it has become a habit very quickly, but learning to shift that, getting back into the daily ritual, getting back into being centered, grounded, which I find that challenging during this period of time, and then just prioritizing that so that the rest of my day can go as planned and I don't get as much disruption as I do when I don't do it.
Nice. Yeah. My commitment is to curfew, which is being mandated, but at the same time I decided that maybe shifting my mindset to I'm committing to curfew, like I'm choosing it instead of it choosing me, might be kind of empowering, particularly from the standpoint of I'm going to do the best effing curfew anybody's ever done. Like I'm going to work my structures and try to work it in the best way possible to keep sane. So I'm committing to curfew, and I'll see how that rolls. Also, I have an irrational fear of going to prison, so that may also be motivation for it. But anyway, we'll see.
Izzy will bail you out.
Yeah, well, it's her that I'm worried is going to take me to prison, because if she wakes me up in the middle of the night and needs to go to the bathroom, I think that's when I'm going to go down, but we'll see.
Is there a rational fear of going to prison versus an irrational fear?
Like, do I have a reasonable fear of going to prison?
But wouldn't that be a rational fear rather than an irrational fear?
Do you have a fear of going to prison?
I have a fear of vampires.
Okay, so that may also be an irrational fear, but my point of why I judge it as irrational is there's a sequence of events that would need to happen for me to end up in jail that I'm pretty sure I'm not headed down this path. And it'll be really funny when they replay this clip on my documentary. But yes, anyway, so maybe we'll just put a pin in that for now. But
my whole next door room went quiet as you did that little soliloquy, just so you know.
Cue eerie music. Ooh, ooh. Yeah. Okay, so on requests, Sarah, what kind of requests do you want to be making of the people around you over the next week?
I think what I would like is that if you could do some kindness to someone over the next week. Just show an appreciation for something maybe someone's doing for you or something that they're supporting in the community. And it could be simple as one of Sam's beautiful hand-designed note cards being sent out or something like that, but just saying.
Is that a request, Sarah? Is that a direct request?
Yeah, that is a direct request.
Send her a card. Send her a card. Just kidding.
But just reaching out and saying thank you, because there's a lot of people working around the clock right now while I sit at home freaking out that I'm watching Netflix all day long. So, yeah.
Okay, so you want us to show kindness to the people.
Yeah.
Love it. Good one. Okay, Dustin, what's your request?
Yeah, I think my request would be that people embrace this curfew that we have for the next couple of days and just enjoy the pause that we never get. Life becomes such a rat race and we all keep trying to get more and do more and be more. Just enjoy the pause because it probably won't come around again. Cool.
All right, Kalela, what's your request?
Guys are on fire, man. You're like, taking my stuff. Just building off of what Dustin said, just asking for people to take some time for themselves in a self-care way. Just as we said, this doesn't come along. This is unprecedented. This doesn't come along every day. But I find, like, with a lot of us, especially if you're not used to working from home, your schedule is completely off. People are struggling with getting into like a daily routine, especially if you're in a house with a lot of personalities that you're not used to being around during working hours. But taking some time for yourself in the self-care way and being intentional. Like, if you want to binge on Netflix, absolutely, but make it an intentional decision rather than using it as procrastination or putting it as a way to add more pressure to your day. Like, just being intentional with your self-care because you deserve it, recognizing that you deserve it, and knowing that that's just going to come around so that you can better take care of yourself and others and show up more productively in your workspace.
Awesome. I'm going to go next because mine's on the same track as these two. And just to show everyone, like, it's totally okay for you to have the same thing as somebody else. And it's good for you to still share it out in your own words because people will hear different things from different people. So don't worry about if yours is the same. That's great. Mine was to request others commit to the curfew. I think it is our best chance of really working through this in the best way possible. I know it hurts right now for our businesses and we're all feeling for that. But I think the way we get on the other side of this is to really like do the difficult part now. And then hopefully we get some of our restrictions lifted and different things like that. So, and also I don't want you to go to jail. So there's that part too. So yes, that's my request. Please comply with curfew. Sam, what's your request?
I'm quite glad I'm last because I was taking notes.
Oh.
So I'm going to summarize this and then end with my request. First of all, in terms of Netflix intentional viewing, I binge watched last Saturday Love is Blind. I highly guarantee it. I highly guarantee it. I highly guarantee it.
Love is blind.
But I was starting to feel guilty about it. And then I thought, no, I needed that. And I enjoyed it. And it was an intentional binge.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway,
congratulations.
Thank you. Highly recommend it. So my request, which I'll get to, I believe encompasses all of these. It's a bit of self-care because it'll be in the shower. I'm going to be very specific about this. It's about taking a pause. It's about being kind to yourself. You definitely will be committed to the curfew if you're doing this. So the next time you have a shower, my request of all of you is to sing at the top of your lungs, "Let It Go."
I was thinking something else, but that's an excellent.
I wasn't sure what you were asking us to do in the shower, so okay.
Just making sure you know the soundtrack.
Yes.
I'm very happy you went with the Disney version of that whole request. Good job.
Yeah. Okay. Well, on that note, big thank you to everybody. How's everybody feeling?
Good. Thank you.
Energized. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope to have you all back at some point, and thanks for sharing everything that's been going on. We'll talk to you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Gersey.
Bye, everyone.
Happy curfew.
Bye.